So if you watch Hayden's attacks there, you'll notice it's not a full backswing. He starts out with his paddle out in front of him, and he loosens the paddle grip to generate that pace with a little bit of a flick, which is great for his attack shots. Once again, with that same technique, you'll notice he's waiting there early, opened his paddle face, and just loosens that grip and then tightens it at contact, just like a whip, generating all that pace on that put-away ball.
J.W. Johnson and Jorja Johnson applying so much pressure on the side out.
Yeah, Hayden and Vivian didn't really even get a chance to get in there. Wow, that was amazing how Jorja got herself out of trouble there. Immediately into the two-hand backhand counter after she knew her ball sat a little bit high on the attack ball.
3-0-1. They have 3, you have 0 as the first server. That's a fault for stopping play. Wait, what? That's a fault for stopping play. Was it just side out? Were we serving? That was side out. Their serve, 3-0-1. I thought they had 4, that's why.
So they're having a little bit of a chat here about the score call. Vivian unsure about what the score is, and the ref mentioning that it's actually 3-0-1.
So because Vivian stopped play after the score, JW and Jorja get the point. They don't want that. They definitely don't want that, but that is the rule, so JW to serve.
That's right. Probably felt a little guilty there taking that free point, because JW doesn't normally miss that shot.
4-0-2.
The lob stays good.
Now that's probably the first time we've seen Vivian and Hayden up at the net with the Johnsons back on the baseline. Look, take note of what the result was there.
And still unable to get to the kitchen line.
Right, and once again, the Johnsons both at the kitchen line, taking advantage and maintaining that positioning for the point. And that's the difference right there. Jorja and J-Dub both at the kitchen line. Glozman probably about a step and a half from that line. And you'll notice the team to that kitchen line is at a major advantage here.
And JW catches Hayden a little off guard there.
Right, with a flick of his own.
5-0-1. Second serve.
It is so important. The third shot and the fifth shot combo are so important at the pro level game. It has to be on in order to get to the net and start some points. Start the rally. Ooh, just long.
A bit long there. JW with this flick. But you're absolutely right, Michelle. That third is super important to get them to the net, even if it's missed a little bit high.
Still not dialed in.
No. And we always like to say it's better to miss high than miss low, because if you miss high, you're still on the point. If you miss low, the point is over.
And there's the third that they desperately needed to gain their first point of game one.
So maybe this might kickstart something for them.
1-5-2.
Notice where Vivian and Hayden were standing. They're still about 3 feet from the kitchen line, whereas J-Dub and Jorja were both at the kitchen line, taking control of that point. Great quick hands battle there by both sides.
6-1-1.
Off to a 5-point lead.
Second serve. 6-1-2.
What a two-handed backhand by Jorja out of the air. Not much clearance either. It's right above that tape.
Yeah, Vivian has gone there a couple times and has found no success, so maybe being a little bit more patient and finding different spots might help them out here. That's not going to do it either.
That
So
isn't.
Vivian and Hayden have been initiating, have been speeding up. That has not been a good game. Let's see if Hayden and Vivian can pull it together here and gain the side out after the timeout.
Okay.
And it works.
Yep.
Also want to see Hayden and Vivian get the third shot and
Yep,
get
get to
both
that line.
players getting to the line. There you go.
You knew that was coming. JW waiting there with his paddle face opened, ready for the flick, right into the middle of the court.
1-8-2.
And a good spot from JW Johnson. They're just so aggressive. They just put the pressure on you, don't they, Walter?
Right, and that's before Vivian or Hayden are able to fully get to the net. And that's the problem right there. So see Hayden there trying to force the issue a little bit, finally getting to the net, both of them there, and he felt the need to kind of apply a little bit of pressure, which probably should have been more of a patient shot. See, they're not going to win that battle. You watch Hayden stick his forehand in there right in front of Vivian, but he's out of position, so his balance isn't quite there, which means his attack sits a little bit high with a little bit less pace, resulting in a counter from JW.
And the first game point, and there it is. JW Johnson, Jorja Johnson taking game one convincingly, 11-1. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Jorja Johnson to serve game number 2.
0-2.
A lot more patience there. That's what they
That was
want.
a lot better. But notice Hayden's speed up there was still pretty low. And so that speed up wasn't really high percentage play, but he was trying to exert a little bit of pressure.
1-0-2.
Really measured shot by JW. Notice he's really patient, waiting for that last ball, placing it, placement over power.
2-0-2. Side out.
Interesting that Hayden and JW are playing against each other later in men's doubles.
Mhm. Just too much offense there from JW, not letting them get fully established at the kitchen line or even really have a balanced response to his shots.
2-0-2.
Okay, here we go. That could lead to some momentum, Walter.
Yeah, and that's an interesting spot right there to Jorja to create a weird counter backhand from her. See, that one was a little bit different. The location was too far left, which gave Jorja space to fully swing on the two-handed counter. The previous one was a little bit more jamming, which made her have to hit a one-handed awkward shot wide.
On it.
See, so Jorja, I'm telling you, her hand speed is definitely increasing right now. from what we've seen in the past, and it's because of the space that she creates for herself. All 3 of those shots, you can see her sliding to the left or to the right to create more space for both her forehand and her backhand.
Her anticipation is just so good. The lob. And no one's home to get it.
What a play there by JW. Notice his patience. He didn't try to speed any of those balls up, just put them in really, really tough places, waiting for his opportunity and just throwing that lob up.
Oh, just out on the overhead.
And Hayden had that lined up. Just a little bit of a mishit because the timing of his swing was slightly early.
JW setting that one with the serve.
And what a great close by Jorja to end that point.
Yeah, that wide serve. He knew that they were going to stack. JW saw that they were going to send the most optimal position.
That's right. And your partner, too.
Yes, so that's what Hayden and Vivian need to do right now. Let's see if they could pull it off.
See some patience there, and you get the air from Jorja.
Ooh, and a missed return from Vivian.
7-1-2.
Oh, no.
She was sitting on that, too. So she covered her face. She knew she missed an opportunity right there.
Even though they're so far down, Vivian Glozman always has such a great attitude.
Just a very positive vibe. Not much he can do there. Hayden was handcuffed right off the bat. And then Jorja just hits it to the open space.
And that timeout gave them 1 stop, but not 2. And we are very close to the match. 2 points away.
Okay. Maybe a little bit of life.
Anything could happen here on the PPA Tour, so a lot of work to do for Hayden and Vivian.
That's not going to do it, though. At least they have one more chance at it.
1-9-2.
Such a lethal backhand flick that JW has, where he just sits and then just uses all that wrist strength to get that flick to generate the pace that he does. Oh, Jorja was waiting on that.
And unlucky off of the net as well, as it takes them to the first match point.
10-1-1.
And that big angle from Vivian Glozman.
Match point.
Great shot. One of the few that has gotten by Jorja in this match.
10-1-2.
Okay, Vivian Glozman, Hayden Patriquin able to save 2 match points. They need to get points here. They need to make the third. They need to play patient, or they could just swing away.
I'm going for the patience.
Yeah, the swinging away hasn't worked for them at all.
Yeah, he hits the tape there with the swinging away attempt.
1-10-2.
Vivian unable to read that. And here we are with match point number 3. Let's see if the Johnsons could close it off.
10-1-1.
Oh, too good by Jorja and J-Dub.
Team Johnson & Johnson will take home the Select Medical Orange County Cup bronze medal here today.